This is going to be a look at how the Bengals really used empty to take advantage of the Ravens defense on Sunday. Of course, they had personnel mismatches all over the place, with the Ravens being a really depleted or decimated roster at this point. Joe Burrow's go-to formation, dating back to even his season at LSU, is empty, and it was so his rookie season. They put people in a lot of conflict. They have a lot of different versions of empty. I'm going to show you the second touchdown that they had to Tyler Boyd in the slot, who's a dangerous and talented receiver, but Jamar Chase and T. Higgins obviously get a lot of the attention. Joe Burrow does as well. So I'm going to show this play and about 6 plays out of empty, how they really took advantage of the Ravens. And the Ravens, in my opinion, as a Ravens person, I consider myself a Ravens analyst. I don't know if you do, and that's fine if you don't. But I think that we have a lot of trouble with empty, offensively and defensively. We don't have good coverage concepts against empty, and simultaneously, we don't do a good job offensively running our empty stuff. So one version that the Bengals use is they put Jamar Chase in the slot to the two receiver side, or he's the number 2 receiver. And then in this case, they've got T. Higgins as the number 1. So they've got what I would think would be their 2 most dangerous guys backside in the trips. Boyd is here. He's going to run the announcer called it an out and up. I mean, that's fine. It is an out and up, but it shouldn't be something that gets him so wide open when you've got a safety and a corner playing what I would consider divider technique to the 3 receiver side. The Ravens corner to that side was constantly trying to play what I consider divider. So if he got 2 verticals there, he's trying to divide those 2 verticals. To me, it's just a cover 3 concept, but it certainly doesn't look like cover 3 across all aspects of this coverage here. We get a man turn here, so this is not exactly divider like I was talking about. Looks like we've got man here, and we've got a man turn here. Okay, fine. We're asking Patrick Queen to play man on the number 3 receiver, who is a talented inside receiver or slot. I don't understand it. And then we're not helping him at all. So the Bengals put the Ravens in this conflict. So you can attribute some of the breakdown here to the Ravens' coverages, and I do. You can also attribute some of it to the Bengals' ability to put us in that situation. They used a formation where they put their 2 most dangerous guys backside, Chase and Higgins. For whatever reason, the safety rolls over to the 2 receiver side, and now we're stuck defending 3 guys with 3 guys over here. And they can do that because of the talent level that Chase and T. Higgins have, and they proved that on Sunday. The lost guy in this, or I shouldn't say lost, the underutilized guys here are the inside linebacker. If we're going to bring the safety over here, then this linebacker has to move over. We have to have an inside backer outside 3 and an inside backer inside 3 if we're going to play this coverage. At least that's what I think I understand of it. And I certainly don't think that we should be putting Patrick Queen in that situation anyway. To me, it looks like he's playing zone. You sometimes can't tell with Patrick Queen because he does have a bad habit. And I like Patrick Queen. He's turned out to have a good season this year after a poor 4 or 5 week stretch. He has a bad habit, whether it's zone or man, of looking back at the quarterback. So let's watch him against Boyd. He's clearly looking at Boyd right now. Okay, but he doesn't have anything else to read. It's empty. There's no running back. So he's looking at Boyd. Boyd makes an outcut. Look at Patrick Queen's helmet now. He's clearly looking back here at Burrow. Now, the ball's going to be thrown to Boyd anyway, and Boyd's going to be open. But if Patrick Queen's helmet wasn't looking back at Burrow, he's not going to be that open. I mean, it's still going to be completed, most likely. But point is, if you're in man, you don't look back at the quarterback, and it's a bad habit that Patrick Queen has been showing on film for a long time, for at least 2 years that I'm aware of. And you can see all the space that's vacated there because the free safety, Brandon Stevens, went to the other side of the field, and that's been well chronicled. Okay, second empty formation play by the Bengals. I believe you have Jamar Chase here. And once again, I think you have Higgins here. And the Ravens, for whatever reason, continue to bring this blitz. I said in the reaction video they did it 3 times, and I found 2 of them. I couldn't find the third one, but I know it's there. We bring this DB blitz off the edge. So we drop the safety down. We're in a too high look now. And this time this guy is playing his divider technique, between 2 and 3 vertical. So we're bringing this DB, and this is just an auto check or a hot route, whatever you want to call it, the Bengals utilize all the time with Jamar Chase. I don't know why we blitzed Joe Burrow in this manner. I did like that we zone drop Bowser out here, and he gets maybe a little too deep, so when Chase catches the ball, he's able to run under him. But in any case, like I don't know why we're blitzing off of Jamar Chase. Of course, the Bengals have a lot of talent, so if you blitz, you're going to blitz off a talented player. I get it. Tyler Boyd's a talented player, but Jamar Chase and T. Higgins clearly are more dangerous guys, I think. Although I just showed a 68-yard touchdown catch by T. Higgins, I just don't understand the concept of not at least being physical with the guy, especially in light of the fact that our last coverage we just showed, we were spinning the free safety over to the two receiver side. So we had three guys to the side where they had Higgins and Chase. And in this case, we blitz the slot, and now we're two guys. And I presume that we're playing zone here because this looks like a zone turn here. I think this guy's obviously a zone turn, and he's playing divider technique. This guy appears to be a middle of the field free safety. And we've got one, two, I can't draw, three underneath droppers, and Josh Bynes is chasing three vertical, which doesn't necessarily align with all versions of cover three, but okay, he's making him throw it over the top. I just don't really, I'm not a fan of bringing that blitz off Jamar Chase's side. I think they did it 3 times in this game. It opens up a lot of space. You'll see Bynes here, Chase's 3 on the vertical, and then Jamar Chase is going to run the under or drag and be wide open. I just don't know what we get out of bringing these guys off this edge. It was Tavon Young in this case. Tavon Young does have, I think, 1.5 quarterback sacks this year. The return on that blitz, I don't think has been enough to continue to justify those blitzes, especially out of empty. It's my opinion, and you can take it for what it's worth. The math just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out in our favor. When we bring a nickel blitz, I don't know how we expect to cover 1, 2 receivers down here to the boundary, which is what happens here. And this is the easiest thing in the world. There's probably 50% of you listening to this video right now that could complete this pass. I don't see what's difficult about this at all. Joe Burrow's clearly aware that we run these stunts. We're bringing 2 safeties here that I'm aware of. I think we brought Jefferson, and I think we brought Chuck Clark. I don't know what the return on this investment has been. Blitzing Chuck Clark has not had a huge return for us. So it's hard for me as a Ravens fan to say that I like this, number one. Number two, how are we covering 2 guys here? There's 1, 2 receivers to the boundary. We've got a corner who appears to be taking a man turn. Notice his eyes looking right at the receiver and his hips pointed this way. That's a man turn. This corner is taking divider steps. His back is to the sideline, and he's dividing 1 and 2 going vertical. So we've got a weird coverage thing here, and I understand we've got all these backup DBs or third-string DBs or whatever you want to call them. Well, then why are we blitzing one of the most experienced guys we've got in Chuck Clark? It's paradoxical to me. Bill Cowher said it weeks ago. It's paradoxical to our supposed winning formula of running the ball and controlling the clock, which we know as Ravens fans we don't actually do. These things are not working. Why are you continuing to do them? Now, at this point, it's early in the game, so I understand, but why are we blitzing off of Jamar Chase? Why are we vacating the hook to curl area, the curl flat area? I don't see consistency in this Ravens team. Of course, it's very difficult to do when you got a roster that's decimated by injuries. So I understand, and practice time is limited. So I get it. We'll allow some leniency for that. This appears to be easy as well. We're not bringing anyone extra. They're running a screen look over here to the right, to the running back, which is cool. So they're drawing some attention from Bynes. I mean, they've got numbers on the screen in case you haven't noticed. Like, we've got 3 guys to defend. they've got 4 lead blockers and the running back who would presumably catch the ball. In this case, Burrow goes backside to Chase, who this time is the number 1 receiver. So they've got different versions of empty that they run. Empty isn't always the same for them. So credit to the Bengals for what they do and for recognizing how good Joe Burrow is against empty. So I have not found the third instance or third example of the Ravens blitzing off the edge where Chase is lined up. There is a third one there. Someone else smarter than me, if you can go find it. But we blitz off the edge and we just literally open that up wide. Guys that are taking drops are not dropping with relationship, understanding that the hot is probably coming from the side where the blitz is. Things don't look well coordinated to me. It's got to be difficult for our coaches to do, though, but it's a professional football team. We're the Baltimore Ravens. We have a high standard. All right, last one. We should have a high standard, right? Last one I'm going to show you, we actually have our base defense on the field. Oweh is on as an outside linebacker, and Bowser is on with only 4 DBs. So we actually have our base defense on the field. We have replaced Queen, probably because he really struggled in pass coverage. 2 other things with his pass coverage in this video I didn't really mention. But this is Thomas, 58. It is interesting to me that we're not getting Malik Harrison on the field at all. We've got a guy that I think we signed last week getting on the field. You notice this is a sack by the edge rusher, number 96, Washington, off the edge here. I'm going to show 4 sacks that the Ravens had in the game. 3 of them came on 4-man rushes. So I have said all year long that sometimes we need to use the 4-man rush and just live with it. This is cover 2, which the Ravens tend to play in this area of the field, and the Bengals knew it. They attacked our cover 2 expertly on 2 occasions. I'm not going to show those in this video, but this is cover 2. We've got binds inside 3. So let's recap the routes that hurt us out of empty. This formation is flipped going in the opposite direction, but you had the out and up by Boyd for a touchdown. Let's see, that vertical is covered by the safety, which I think is Jefferson. They had Jamar Chase running the drag across on the hot route or the check. That route is covered by this zone. They also had the stop route to the number 1 receiver, which was Jamar Chase. That route, that's the running back this time, so obviously a less capable receiver. He's not covered. There is obviously space there. But my point is, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with bringing 4, playing a 2-deep zone, and defending the actual routes that the Bengals run? You do have, even though I contend that this is a cover 2, you do have that same divider technique by this corner here. He's dividing or playing between the number 2 and number 1 guys. So it's the Bengals' job to run something that puts him in conflict. Could be 3 vertical and a smash by 2. So forcing this guy to pick. But the way the Ravens, would generally tend to play that, or way they should play it, is this safety take 3 vertical, this corner go with the smash route, and then this stop route gets defended by the OLB, who is Bowser, playing curl flat. Anyway, I think the Ravens can defend it out of this look, even with their base personnel. You see the pressure that we got off the edge there with 96, who is not one of our best pass rushers. Mack also had 2 sacks for us. One of them didn't count. And then I think Tony Jefferson had the 4th sack. So really, I think there's only 3 sacks that count, quote unquote, for a decimated defense, but there was 4 overall in the game. It's my contention, and I think I've been consistent saying this all year long, that against empty, when we bring 5, we give up huge swaths of field and space, and we give up big plays. When we bring 4, we're in a better situation to actually cover people in empty because the numbers and the space on the field actually works for us. You guys let me know what you think of my breakdown. If you think there's anything that I missed so far, I think the Ravens would have been much better served to play coverages like this one rather than some of the unusual mixed coverages that it appears they attempted to play.